We're live.
Okay, it's happening.
It's
Good
happening.
evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome to episode 101.
Yes, we are here at the G3 podcast, of course, live for all your viewing pleasures. I'm your
It's
host.
really live now.
Yeah, it's really live. Your host, Leo. It's like
The man, the myth, the legend.
the man,
with us
the
in
legend.
spirits, if
Billionaire.
not.
Unfreaking believable. Hail to the king.
All right, that'll be enough of that. But we got
You
yours
actually
truly.
hear when you're playing.
Yeah, and then of course Matt, of course our bearded fellow.
Yeah. The sound of the beard.
And we are here. Not sure how well this episode is gonna go, but not used to being in the hot seat.
We're winging it.
But we're here. Matt, how you doing? Good.
I'm all right, bro. I'm all right. Had a very nice dinner this evening. Enjoying me a nice little fancy adult beverage. Just trying to chill.
Of course.
Yeah. How you
Once
guys
in a while,
doing?
doing good. We're
Saw that Operation game. Looked pretty cool.
Yeah, the
Christmas or whatever. Pretty tight.
had a games and stuff. I don't know if you have that by you, but
No, I thought you were just messing up the English language when you had said that originally. Yeah, they opened up a games and stuff over here. I was
yeah,
like
they took over like a furniture store, and it's like huge. It's like a big warehouse almost, and
that's cool.
we went in there a little bit ago and walked around, got a couple things. So
Nice.
kids seem to have fun, and I'll be popping in there time probably picking up a couple of board games. But yeah, they have like a little back area for like tournaments and Warhammer and
Oh, okay.
all kinds of stuff. It's cool.
Truly a nerd emporium. I like it.
Oh yeah.
So G3 board game spinoff podcast coming soon.
Yeah, get some D&D, virtual D&D session.
Yeah.
I'm sure Leo would love that. But
his hopeful presidential elect is I think a gamer or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Vin Diesel's a D&D gamer. We could talk Leo into it.
Right.
Let us know in the comments if you're interested in that.
But getting into some news here, we're gonna mostly good news. We're gonna highlight on a couple of our game of the year reviews, and then hop into some recent news in the gaming industry, as well as some hardware, and try and keep it short and sweet for you guys. See where it takes us. Right now, we're going to roll into a recent Modern Warfare 3 release. Not looking too hot.
Yeah.
I looked a little bit into it last week. The story we talked about for a little bit, the campaign, I should say. People are very disappointed. Got the critic open up here. It's 55. Looking pretty bad. A lot of people complaining, it's rehash, and the devs are complaining about it's short timeline to get released. It's like almost half the time as the other games. I have not picked it up. I'm sure. I don't know if you're gonna dabble in it or not.
No, probably not. If it's gonna hit Game Pass now, then I suppose I might waste some time on it. But if I'm being completely honest, I don't even know if I would.
Yeah.
I looked into it since and seen some people playing some of it, and it just kind of a shame.
I did see Sony's including it with one of their bundles. Excuse me.
Oh, really?
So that's interesting. They really don't really put free games out there with their bundles. It's like it's console plus X amount for the game, but now it's like just console. Here's Modern Warfare, so it's like a
I mean, I'd say it, might justify a $0 price tag, but yeah, it's looking pretty bad. I mean, it sounds like, yeah, it was rushed development cycle, and that wasn't even what Sledgehammer was trying to make initially anyway. Like I'm talking about, like, I think they were trying to make a sequel for like Advanced Warfare or something, and plans got changed. They kind of had to scrap everything, and yeah, the results you get from something like that, I guess, are obviously going to be poor. But wow, and what a way to touch things off for the new Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard King. Here's our first new release. Yeah.
I did hear they released it in New Zealand early, since they're so far ahead in the time zone, and people were changing time zones on the console to get into it early, and
Could do that.
they put all these reviews out way ahead of actual release time, so that was interesting. But anywho,
time zones. Why?
is it daylight savings treating you over there?
I mean, it is what it is. It's a yearly occurrence. It's not really that big of a deal. It's always a bummer to have it be
I
dark.
feel like it's always darkness now.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's winter, we get less sun. It's what it is.
So we're gonna move into the Golden Joystick Award winners. Recent reward winners a couple of days ago. Actually, was it one day? No. Don't know my days here. I'll go through the list real quick, and then we can touch base on a couple and see where we're at. So right off the top, Matt's favorite of the year, we have best storytelling with Baldur's Gate 3. Still Playing Award, No Man's Sky. Best Visual Design, Baldur's Gate 3. Studio of the Year, Larian Studios. Best Game Expansion, Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty. Best Indie Game, Sea of Stars. Best VR Game, Horizon Call of the Mountain. Best Multiplayer Game, Mortal Kombat 1. Best Audio, Final Fantasy. Best Game Trailer, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. Best Streaming Game, Valorant. It's an interesting choice there. Best Game Community, Baldur's Gate 3. Best Gaming Hardware, PSVR 2. Breakthrough Award, Cocoon, Geometric Interactive. Critics' Choice Award, one of Matt's choices as well, Alan Wake 2. Best Lead Performer, Ben Starr, Final Fantasy. Best Supporting Performer, Neil Newborn, Starion, Baldur's Gate 3. Nintendo Game of the Year, of course, Tears of the Kingdom. PC Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3. Xbox Game of the Year, Starfield. PlayStation Game of the Year, Resident Evil 4. Most Wanted Game, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And then top it all off, Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
So, as you can hear, Matt's Game of the Year choice, Baldur's Gate 3, is top of the charts still. It's got a lot of hype going into the Joystick Awards. We do have Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom and Starfield named in there. I don't hear any Mario Wonder for Leo, but is this, this awards have any impact on the actual game awards? Game of the Year, I should say.
Hard to say, right? I mean, could at least be an indication of what's to come. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that went more or less how I would have thought. The Critics Award thing, I mean, Remedy is always, kind of a critical reception darling or whatever. But yeah, I mean, everything else, Yeah, I'd say Baldur's Gate's still looking pretty strong for me. More so the more I get into it personally in my playthrough. Uh, yeah, I mean, Alan Wake, strong contender. I mean, it's been a year full of release of some pretty decent titles. So,
Right.
good competition this year. I'm still going for Baldur's Gate 3 personally, but I will say, like, in terms of the aforementioned, not discussed on show, I don't think, but in our conversation or whatever, I told Leo, yeah, I'm sure it'll get the obligatory nod or whatever. And yeah, Xbox Game of the Year. It was an Xbox game that released this year. Starfield, way to go. And also Baldur's Gate 3 still not yet out on Xbox console, so I guess wouldn't have made it in time to be voted for in this in this award show. So congrats.
Fair enough. So it's yes, like you said, it's a lot of good stuff came out this year. I feel like we're going to see a lot of these titles back on the list for all the Game of the Year categories. Hopefully, Matt, you pull through so we can shove it in Leo's face. That's always a good time.
Jeez.
It Takes Two last year was a month, I should say a couple month long ordeal of I told you so.
Was that last year or was that 2 years ago? When was Elden Ring Gears of War and all that?
Last year.
Wasn't that last year? Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, regardless. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's not really about me winning. Well, I mean, for me it is, but for the gaming community, no. It's,
right.
But no, I mean, realistically, like lots of good games out this year. There's just kind of something special about the overall package and the story behind it and everything with Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
combined on the fact that like it is a phenomenal game. So
it's nothing I would usually pick up.
I was gonna say, I know it's not your kind of game, you know what I mean? There is that challenge or whatever, but if ever there was one that you were gonna give the chance or whatever, I would say this is probably the best iteration yet of something that would cross lines or whatever and try and appeal to whoever. Although admittedly for you, you're still that hard case for them because it's like, yes, it is, turn-based tactical combat, but it is, as engaging as that could possibly be. But also there's this, gripping narrative and great, storytelling and whatever. And you're like, all right, so where is my part that I'm like, what?
Right.
But it's co-op. It's co-op.
I mean, I do like good co-op. We really don't have a muted.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We really don't have a true co-op we've been playing lately.
No, yeah, it's been a while. I don't know. I downloaded a few things on Xbox when I was on last night. But yeah, I'm not real sure like what the next big one's gonna be. What is it? Wild Hearts or something like that? Some kind of like Monster Hunter, but not the like alternative Monster Hunter that came out or whatever. Like downloaded that one. That one's co-op. We could give that a shot or whatever.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we dabbled with Elden Ring.
Halo Infinite. Yeah. Halo Infinite didn't really pan out quite the way we were hoping.
I don't think it helped that we were trying to speed run it, but
no, that was a mistake, I'm sure. Yeah, but
and then before that, I think it was Gears 4,
which we still it would have been Gears 5, but I can't even remember.
Right, yeah.
I can't even remember whether or not we ever even finished the game. Like by the time I made it up to where I have gotten by myself individually,
right.
I was like, man, I still remember getting through all of this. And then that was also when I stopped playing it again. So like, I don't know. Oh well, someday the backlog. We'll get back.
Yes,
to
the infinite backlog.
Yeah.
Moving into other news, we have some handheld news that's not Switch related. Well, kind of.
Talking about holding hands.
Holding hands.
Yeah.
The new Steam Deck OLED was announced. Kind of coming out with the OLED screen as such. The Switch has done with a kind of a same price tag as I mean, slightly more, but still reasonable for a high powered handheld system. So we got the 3 versions. They announced, so they got the 549 version, the 512 gigabyte, the 649 with 1 terabyte carrying case, some other bundles, I should say, and then the limited edition 679 with the limited edition carrying case, 1 terabyte SSD, or sorry, the NVMe SSD, and then pretty much not much difference between the regular 1 terabyte OLED and then the limited edition. Pretty much just get the case, but it's looking pretty good. It's got my eye out there for sure in terms of not replacing my Switch, but giving me another option for said games on the go. So, what are you thinking on the new OLED?
I mean, I'm impressed with it, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that continues to evolve or whatever. The performance of the machine is actually pretty impressive, especially like with the OLED, screen, and the now like they actually have HDMR, implementation. Nintendo. But like I think the screen can get up to like 1,000 nits brightness at its peak or whatever for whatever patch or however they determine that. But that's not bad at all. And for something that you're holding in your hands that's this big or whatever, that's going to be like very bright. So yeah, it's impressive. I do admittedly always wonder with something like that, like they have like a bigger battery in it now, and it's got better cooling and all this stuff to try and compensate. But the hour I think rating on the battery is still like 3 to 12 now from what it had been, which was 4 to 8 or 2 to something or whatever. I don't know, but like the battery is still going to be an issue. I don't know. The handheld gaming thing is still just not really like for me, really. I understand the appeal. It's just not really like a scenario in which I find myself like feeling like I would never really be playing games like that. So I don't know. I mean, it's cool. I'll continue to see what they do with that. I'd be more interested in seeing whatever the Deck 2 is going to be.
Right.
Yeah. Interesting that they went ahead and did this already this quickly. Understand there's probably people out there that have wanted this, and maybe there are enough people out there to kind of justify it. I don't know if you already bought the deck, the original one, you go run out and pick this one up.
Well,
I mean, you might.
Yeah.
It's the disposable income and the desire.
Right.
But,
it's the
for
larger,
like the mass audience, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the larger price tag. It's like on the console side, like major console side. So like,
right.
Did you buy an S and you're gonna go buy an X? It's like it's pretty much the same thing, but it's at a higher tier. Yes, disposable income, sure. Do whatever you want.
Still cool.
So yes. So another news with the handhelds, we have the we have the Asus ROG Ally. They have 2 versions in comparison to the Steam Deck. This visually, it looks a lot better to me. The way fits in your hand. The control layout. I prefer the joysticks and the D-pad more than the trackpads. Personally, it's just I still want that controller feel. For especially if I'm hooking up to a TV or um, I'm used to Switch controls, but um, you know. So they had the Ryzen Z1 Extreme version. It's got the 8 cores, 8.6 teraflops, and then they had the just regular Z1 6 core 2.8 teraflops. Excuse me. So a bigger comparison there than the Steam Deck's couple versions they have. So what do you think about the race to I guess what's this called, the Switch killer? I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Who's the next big player in the handheld market? I don't know. Like for me personally, like it's hard. Like, and I don't want to sound like the Steam show, like Mr. Ice always wants to make me out the deep. But I will say that although the Asus offering is by no means a poor choice or whatever in terms of its functionality and everything, performance-wise, computationally speaking. The deck for me has one big advantage, I guess, or one big pro over the Ally, in that the controls, and admittedly, this makes it a little more bulky and whatever. But in addition to whatever other inputs you have on the deck that would be more comparable to what you've got on the Ally, you do also have the track pads, and that is good for trying to mimic mouse input, which can be important. You know what I mean? Like if the purpose of this is to allow you to play your PC games on the go, if you're truly trying to have access to your PC library of games, then there are still games out there that are not super well suited to joystick input or whatever, and to have that trackpad available as your mouse it's important. It's clutch. So
Yes. Yeah, I'll agree there. The versatility of the like, if they could just take the design of the Ally and then throw the Steam Deck guts
stuff in there somewhere. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like the perfect thing.
Mhm.
But yes, it's less bulky, but
Yeah.
again, it's basically the Steam Deck's basically a pocket computer, so
Right.
I can understand the bulkiness.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the docks and all available, so technically you could just dock it and basically got a portable computer. So
I mean, yeah.
we'll see. I mean, we'll see what the Switch comes out with. I don't know if they're doing a Switch 2 or a whole new console altogether.
I'll be curious to see how they want to try and play this out or whatever. I guess it depends on. I don't know. Yeah, you give your thoughts, Nintendo guy. I'll ban you about.
I mean, I'm probably gonna get it regardless.
Right?
But,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it's not going to be a powerhouse in terms of gaming portability. I guess Steam Deck's vast library compared to Nintendo's. This is what you got. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure Leo can put his 2 cents in next week about that.
I was curious to know, like, what you would. I guess if you've given it any thought or whatever, but like, what would your thoughts be? What would you like to see from Nintendo's next console offering? A Switch 2, if you will, or whatever the successor would be.
There is some type of rumor going around that it's going to be a two-part system, which I think they're keeping the the Joy Cons. They're detachable. You can move into different controllers and whatever you want to do with them. So I think they're gonna elaborate on that in terms of the console. Um, it's like a split screen sort of deal, like a couch co-op console. You can split it apart. Here's your screen. Here's my screen. Um, still have the docking system. They're definitely not going to go with a standalone system since they're doing away with all their handhelds. So 3DS lost their support. 2DS, so on and so forth. And then, of course, the Wii U was their first handheld console. That is just, out the window now as well. So
Yeah.
I think they're going to take the handheld portions of 3DS and then some Wii U implementations and then try and build on that as they've done in the past. So they've always adapted generations of their consoles into it's like a slow roll into their next gen. It's not like a hey, here's a brand new thing. It's like a year after year they're kind of just building up to that next gen.
See, I like that though, because like Leo and I were kind of discussing that briefly on a prior episode where you were out, and we were kind of talking about oh, what are they going to do with the Switch 2 or whatever, and I was like, well, improve performance, and I'm like, yeah, but I'd be more curious to know like what the Nintendo thing is going to be. Like of course it's going to have improved performance, but what's the secret special magic thing about it or whatever that that is going to make it a different kind of a thing, change gaming in some kind of way or whatever. So I'm not sure yet like what I think that would be, but the idea that you split this apart, you got two screens or whatever, I mean that is interesting, that is different at least, and not something I had really thought about or considered. But I don't know, it's not sure how I feel about that. Interesting idea.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's what it'll be, but that would be interesting.
Yeah, they've always they focus more on like party style or like I mentioned before, like a couch co-op, or it's never like more social.
See, but I don't know. Like I feel like now that they got the Switch Online and everything, wouldn't they be pushing? I mean,
it would be nice.
I would be shocked if they would just like completely abandon the play together kind of aspect or whatever like they have, because as of now they're really the only ones that still kind of embrace that in that sense. Can't really get that these days much on Xbox and PS5 and everything. So yeah, I feel like that would be foolish to get rid of that advantage, that selling point entirely. But
I would like to see more like something on the online side. So like right now it's just you got a friends list. Hey, you can invite it to a game. Cool. You can only voice chat through the app. Which I never understood. Maybe it's just a hardware thing, so like they don't want to put too much into the service until they had all the bells and whistles available. But also, I don't know how familiar you are, but to get to your actual list, you have to go back to the main screen. There's no like overlays when you're actually playing something.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar at all. But yeah.
So like, they need some type of like dashboard,
like a guide,
like guides or blades or something that will pop out and go from there, and then we'll see what happens. I'm sure they know what they're doing.
That's pretty
successful to this day. So, but some people may say that our next topic is a little left field for Sony. So they came out with the PS5 Slim, which is oddly enough almost the same size as its predecessor. So I don't know what they got going on personally. if you look by the side by sides, it is relatively the same thing. It's just missing this little bottom cutout.
Well, it's missing the stand or the integrated drive or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, those who've been watching know that Leor did his big old diatribe on it or whatever. I don't need to pile onto it or whatever. But yeah, it seems to me that there's some benefits they've had, I guess, in terms of reducing the blueprint and the cost of this thing for them to produce, and so they're doing what they can to kind of justify swapping things around or whatever, and going forward with that as the new unit for sale. I don't know that I see any benefit to the consumer, but it is what it is. I mean, I guess the benefit would be if the thing would otherwise continue to increase in its selling point or whatever. Like they increase the MSRP everywhere but here or whatever. I guess they're like, all right, well, this is what we got to do to start changing this, so we don't have to continue to increase that, and increase that in the States and wherever else. I don't know, but yeah, I can't imagine it's really anything that's going to benefit you, the consumer, directly in terms of your experience with the console.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think you do get an actual terabyte SSD in it now rather than the 8, whatever it was or whatever it was. But yeah,
yes,
exactly
that is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, back when those rubber.
Yes, it's the 1 terabyte, and then the option to add the HD Blu-ray disc drive. So, looks like they're, I guess they're mid-gen refresh. Not much there, but it's something for them. So moving right along to our Nintendo news of the day.
Something is right.
Yeah. The came out with their Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Final Wave 6. So it looks like they kept a lot of the older Mario Karts. They also added Diddy Kong, as you can see right there. So we got some Double Dash courses, Mario Kart Wii, a couple from Super Mario Kart for the Super NES, Mario Kart Tour for the mobile. So they're adding a couple things here and there. I know you do not have to Mario
No.
Kart, but you thinking they're? I mean, if this game has come out for, let me fact check myself here.
Past 87 years? Yeah, I'm sure I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2014. So going on 10 years, and they're still adding, DLCs to it.
Well, I mean,
yeah, it's really squeezing that orange.
well, that's kind of what it's all about anymore these days.
Yep,
But I mean,
yep,
they've been
yep.
doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, Mario games, Zelda games, whatever. But yeah.
So yeah, not much news.
It's not like you're not gonna buy it. Leo's gonna get it. Every Nintendo person is gonna get it, and they're gonna enjoy it. Frankly, you know what I mean. What I never suspect will happen, and when this does happen, and they jump the shark as well, then I guess it's tough for everybody. But yeah, I mean, they're not gonna come out with a Modern Warfare 3 equivalent of whatever shovelware version of Mario Kart or Super Mario or whatever. So.
Yeah, they get so 8 new courses, and then they're adding some characters back in. Birdo, Kamek, however people want to say it. Petey Piranha.
I don't even know who it is.
Yeah, Wiggler. The little centipede, Funky Kong, Diddy Kong, Pauline from recent Mario and Peachette. So like a small, younger Peach version. So other news, I mean, not really news, but they are releasing Mario on Netflix, surprisingly.
Oh yeah.
So I did just read that right before the
I was
episode here.
I
I
was
was a little
glad to see that.
surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was glad to see it. I was like, cool, all right, rather than whatever random service we would have assumed that otherwise might have gotten shoveled off to, or just not at all. Like, I'll
So
actually
it'll be
be able to see it.
on December 3rd. So if you got your Netflix still with the price hike, you can watch Mario. I think I rented it on Amazon when it came out or something.
I don't know. I do believe you've already seen it because you told us it was not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Not too hateful. So, I don't know if you, I think Leo saw it.
I cannot recall.
100% on that.
Yeah.
But moving right along, we gave her get our game of the year predictions lists, whatever you want to call it. Last week. Just living in the future. You had Baldur's Gate, of course, winning. Leo had the Mario Wonder. Both have high ratings. And then I came up with the underdog of the year, Starfield. We'll see what happens.
I'm still astonished that was your pick, personally.
I went against my gut.
The classic mistake.
Yeah. So we have. I'm gonna start with mine. Starfield recap. So it's at 85, lowest out of the three. We got some mods rolling in. People are kind of falling off the train. So it's probably not a good contender anymore, but
I mean, it's in better running than Modern Warfare 3.
That is very true. Look at Mario Wonder, sitting at a 91. I have, we chatted about it a little bit the other day. I got my hands on it on release and got a couple hours into it. I'm actually enjoying it pretty good. So I've been playing as Yoshi. There's a couple characters you can play as, which it changes the way you play through the levels, and it's just pretty enjoyable. I don't know if Leo has picked it up yet. I think he's just waiting for that sale. It's never going to happen.
Always.
But maybe Mario Day will be $5 off or something.
Something, yeah, some kind of little nod. Yeah, I don't know. I will say that I am intrigued by that whole, the different characters have the different play styles or whatever. It's kind of an interesting, I guess, replayability factor,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's got, it's probably going to be, it was my another top. At first I was like, all right, it came out a little late in the year, but it's getting very good reviews and people are playing the heck out of it. So it's good. It's good contender.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess the question as it pertains to Super Mario Brothers Wonder is always just going to be, but would it get the vote over the Tears of the Kingdom or whatever?
Right.
You got the Nintendo games pitted against one another, and that's a tough game to play. So.
I'm sure it's going to get some type of design award or some type
family
of music
game award or something.
At the least, but I'm sure it'll get a little credit where credit's due. So, here's your Baldur's Gate 3. You got 6. You've got a little bit into it. So far, so good.
I I mean, it's far from the totally polished, perfect game that anything could be. But do you ever really get that? In terms of just the overall, design and the storytelling and the visuals and music and every other element, whatever. I've been very satisfied with it. I am trying to get my way through Act 1. I've been very pleased. I mean, admittedly, like I've been a fan of the past few games. I guess I haven't been around with Larian, I guess, since their beginning, but the Divinity Original Sin games or whatever they are, like those were cool. This is it's an interesting successor, I guess, in terms of being Baldur's Gate 3 or whatever, since it's not really extremely one-to-one in terms of like what the prior Baldur's Gate experience was in terms of gameplay, but I don't know. I think for the better, and I don't know. I'd love to just sit here and rant and rave about it, but yeah, if it's something that would at all appeal to you or whatever, I would highly recommend that you check it out. It's awesome.
I think, like I said before, once I finish Starfield, which I'm this close, I got to the point where
it's you into the general audience or whatever. It's you in the grander sense, but yeah, like it's not for everybody. I'll say that. I mean, yeah, like there are people that are just not going to have the interest in what this game has to offer. But like if with anything else in life, do your research. But if this is anything at all that would appeal to you, it's good. In terms of what it delivers, I would say that it pushes the needle forward, as they say, in a really, really monumental way. Like, those studios that are trying to deliver those big blockbuster experiences, they've all taken notice. You know what I mean? Like, this is this is an achievement, I guess, in game development, and I don't know. I'd be curious to see what they do from here. They're still working on, kind of patching up the game and everything, getting that polishing in. From there, they've said that DLC is not hugely likely in terms of, anything large, because they just don't know how they'd even do it and balance it for gameplay, which I understand. I don't know. But yeah, I am pleased with this one, and I'll be curious to see whatever their next outing is going to be. I guess I don't know. I mean, I guess with the success of this one, I would assume that Wizards of the Coast would be like, hell yeah, let's continue to do this if they're up for it. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, check it out.
All right, so we're going to move right along to wrapping things up here. It's the fan favorite part of the show. Release radar. So I don't remember to the T exactly where we left off.
I want to say he ran us through like March of 25. Honestly, I don't know. I wish I could
go
recall.
back.
He took us back into it quite a ways.
I feel like we left off.
Yeah.
We'll head it off with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Of course, that was a couple days.
It came out. Don't bother.
Came out.
Yeah.
Don't bother. Sorry.
Yeah.
We have Hogwarts Legacy on Switch coming out Monday. Curious to see how that goes. I
can see some overlap there in fan base, but in terms of performance, I don't know. They've had a while to optimize for it, so it'll be all right.
We got Invincible presents Adam Eve on PC. Turok 3, Shadow of Oblivion Remastered, Teardown for PlayStation, Xbox, Last Faith, Assassin's Creed Nexus for you VR people out there, Flashback 2 for all the things, Naruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm, Persona 5 Tactica, and we have a fan favorite that I have pre-ordered, Super Mario RPG, November 17th. Be on the lookout for that, Nintendo fans. Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection, and we'll stop right there because we're moving into holiday
way
season.
into the next week,
Getting on that Christmas list.
yeah.
Any of those tickling your fancy there?
I mean, not in any extreme way. Yeah, I don't know. I might check out the Turok thing depending on what the price point of that is going to be or whatever.
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah, but
at least
otherwise, no. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know the Super Mario RPG is definitely high on your list. So.
yeah, that's probably the only thing really reaching out. I mean, I might still pick up Hogwarts on Xbox or something, but I don't see me rolling around
yeah,
destroying people with my wallet on my Switch.
Interestingly enough, I guess I don't know enough about the Switch to know if there would be any
The real
interesting
question
controller
is going to be
implementations for that. But if your kids were into it, then I mean,
real question is they're implementing the multiplayer. So, is it going to be adapted into
what
Switchboard? Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
I guess not. What? Yeah. I thought they were developing like another game now or whatever. I guess I didn't know there was multiplayer coming for this.
Next year. So no, sorry. Maybe my date's right here. Stand by. So it is PC. I mean, they're calling it a mod, but will it be, platform related? Who knows? So,
well, I mean,
hopefully
is
your
it a
hopes
mod that somebody's developing or whatever? Like, is this an official thing, bud? What are we talking about?
So whoever Yamashi is has developed the mod, so it's in early stages of development. So I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Into the section,
doesn't
but
sound. Yeah.
but maybe they'll take it and run with it. Who knows?
I guess if they're anything like Take-Two. Oh, we'll get in that story at a different time, I guess. But
so it was going to be a short episode. Looks like we got some good time.
Man, short for us,
right? I would ask you what you've been playing, but
you know the answer to that. Yeah, what you've been playing.
So yeah, I got some board game action in today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eventually finish Starfield and get some further into Mario Wonder before the RPG comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not too much time now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a crunch time. I know I'm not going to beat Wonder by the time it comes out. It's just too large. I didn't know how large it was until I started playing.
That's cool though. I mean, not a bad thing.
I'm only on the, I don't know, 10th stage or something. So it's the way it's set up. It's like, when's the last one you played? Probably Super NES.
Yeah.
So it's got the map base as usual, but like you go to these sections and then there's like, I'm gonna call them missions. I don't know. Like you can go into this level and then you get these seeds that are used to unlock different areas. So like instead of like a full blown level, it's like a little
Like a hub of
challenge.
sorts?
Yeah,
Oh,
like a
okay.
challenge to hey, collect all these at a certain amount of time to get the seed or whatever. So it kind of breaks you away from, I guess, the main story. So
Yeah.
it's going good.
Well, good.
I recommend. I don't know what Leo's been playing. It's been radio silent.
I believe he's
But
playing Starfield right now.
yeah. Speaking of Leo, we're gonna go ahead and thank all you veterans out there.
It is Veterans Day. Yes,
Um,
thank you to all those who served. We appreciate
Also,
you.
those who
Appreciate you.
have served and currently serving.
Yeah. We'll
However
throw
the
Leo in
wording's
there.
going these days. Yeah, we can throw it in there.
He's salty.
So we salute you. So appreciate that. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Got any ending thoughts?
Now, get out there and check out Baldur's Gate 3, everybody. It's
He needs some votes. Vote right on. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Again, Mark, yours truly, Snipe90, filling in for the one and only Leo.
That's right.
Matt in the ones and twos over there. We're gonna hit it out with the greatest generation is the one you guys are a part of.
Yeah.